They over-tightened my wife's oil cap so bad they fused it to the block. Then the shop tried to charge me for their mistake. They thought they'd break me. They broke their own business instead. If you hate being scammed, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because this story ends with the manager walking out of his job forever. I used to be an automotive tech for 10 years. I know what honest work looks like and what a ripoff smells like. Malvo, my wife's 2002 S60 Turbo, has been serviced at one garage for 60,000 miles. Every oil change, every tune-up. That's what I call trust. One day, a simple oil change turned into a nightmare. They over-tightened the cartridge filter cap so hard, it fused to the block. The service writer tells me, "We'll have to air chisel it off, and you'll need a new cap." I laughed and asked for the GM. I told him, "You serviced this car for 60,000 miles. This is on you." He smirked and said, "Not our fault. These things happen." Then he hands me a bill, 15 minutes of shop time, 5 quarts of oil, and says, "I didn't charge the 1-hour minimum, so feel lucky." Lucky? That word hit like a wrench to the gut. I didn't yell, didn't curse, didn't even argue. I just said, "It's obvious you're not going to make this right." And I walked away. Then I took Malvo to the dealership. For $100 later, fixed properly. And now it was my turn. I found the owner's number. I called him directly. I explained what happened, how his GM refused to take responsibility. I told him the truth. This could end in court, and it'll cost your shop thousands. He listened. He didn't argue. He said, "Meet me for lunch tomorrow." We walked into the garage together. The GM saw us, smiled, and said, "Hey boss." The owner cut him off cold. "I'm not your boss anymore. Go to the office." "Wait, I'll tell you why." The GM froze. You could hear a wrench drop in that silence. The owner turned to me, pulled out his checkbook, and said, "I'm sorry this happened. Here's your refund for the repair, and here's the dealership bill paid in full." Then he handed me a booklet, free oil changes, tire rotations, transmission flushes. He said, "I've run this business for 40 years. My reputation matters. Please keep bringing your cars to us." I shook his hand and said, "You've got my business for life, because you made it right." As I was leaving, I heard shouting behind the office door. The owner was tearing into that GM. Minutes later, the GM walked out, red-faced, muttering something I couldn't catch. A few weeks later, the new service writer told me that GM had to move out of town. Nobody would hire him. Turns out, in a small town, bad news travels faster than oil on concrete. He called me replaceable. He was wrong, because that day the only thing replaceable was him. Justice isn't loud. It's precise. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what would you have said to that GM? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life revenge stories that prove karma still does house calls.